In 2019, the journal Science Advances published an autopsy report that caught neuroscientists completely off guard. When researchers analyzed the brain tissue of deceased Alzheimer's patients, over 90% of them contain the DNA and toxic byproducts of a specific bacteria, usually found only in the human mouth. That discovery changes the stakes for how we view periodontitis. We can no longer treat severe gum disease as an isolated local problem, an annoyance that might eventually cost you a lot of money in dental implants. It is an active, biological vulnerability. Seeing a little pink in the sink when you brush is easy to write off as a minor inconvenience. But what you are actually witnessing is an open pathway for a systemic infection that directly threatens your cognitive health. Your body has a highly effective, automated cleaning system to deal with surface invaders. Whether it is your skin or your intestinal lining, the tissue constantly sheds its outermost cells, packing up any attached bacteria and carrying them away in the process. But there is one major flaw in this design: your teeth. They are the only hard surfaces protruding from your body into the outside environment that never renew or flake off. To a microbe, a tooth is prime real estate. Within minutes of a thorough cleaning, proteins in your saliva coat the enamel, creating a perfect, sticky foundation. Bacteria land on this layer and quickly stack on top of each other, secreting a thick, protective shield known as a biofilm. When your immune system detects this expanding colony right at the gum line, it sends white blood cells to attack. This localized war causes your gums to swell, bleed, and eventually pull away from the tooth, carving out deep, oxygen-starved crevices called periodontal pockets. Once those deep pockets form, the infection is no longer localized on the surface. The protective physical border of your body has been breached. Down in those deep, airless pockets, the microbial ecosystem shifts entirely. A highly aggressive anaerobic bacteria known as PG takes control. Unlike common surface bacteria that feed on sugar, PG is a carnivore. It needs the iron in your blood to survive. To extract that iron, it forces your gums to bleed by deploying a highly specialized biochemical weapon, a potent enzyme called Gingipains. Think of Gingipains as molecular scissors. When your white blood cells arrive to fight the infection, these enzymes specifically target and snip off the communication receptors on the outside of your defensive cells, instantly paralyzing the local immune response. In a state of blind panic, your crippled immune system floods the area with highly destructive enzymes. It becomes friendly fire. Instead of killing the bacteria, your body starts dissolving its own periodontal ligaments and eating away at your jawbone. The damage doesn't stop at the jaw. Bleeding gums give the PG bacteria a direct on-ramp into your open bloodstream. It travels up into your head and manages to slip right past your body's ultimate security checkpoint, the blood-brain barrier. Once inside your brain tissue, the bacteria releases those same molecular scissors. The Gingipains begin randomly slicing up crucial tau proteins inside your neurons, accelerating the formation of the exact amyloid plaques tied to Alzheimer's disease. A cavity is an isolated case of tooth decay. What PG initiates is a systematic, internal dismantling of your body's immune defenses and neurological architecture. For decades, the standard response to this threat has been a scorched earth approach. Dentists physically cut the gums open, scrape the roots, and prescribe broad-spectrum antibiotics to wipe out the entire oral microbiome. This strategy rarely holds up. The mouth is a complex city of hundreds of bacterial species. If even a single PG microbe survives in the depths of those gum pockets, it will eventually start secreting toxins and kick off the entire inflammatory cycle all over again. Australian researcher Dr. Eric Reynolds realized that hunting down every last bacteria was an impossible task. Instead of trying to eradicate the invader, he proposed a completely different strategy: take away its weapon. His team developed a recombinant protein vaccine designed to train the human immune system to produce customized antibodies. These antibodies act like heavy biological padlocks, specifically engineered to snap onto the Gingipain enzymes and jam the molecular scissors. When tested in animal trials, the results were definitive. Even with the PG bacteria still alive and living freely inside the mouth, once its toxins were neutralized by the antibodies, the jawbone stopped dissolving entirely. By shifting the objective from killing the bacteria to neutralizing its core mechanism of attack, science engineered a targeted systemic defense that renders a previously lethal pathogen harmless. This concept is already moving into clinical reality. The biotech company Denteric spun out of this research and successfully completed Phase 1 human trials in 2024. Data presented at the World Vaccine Congress highlighted a crucial finding. A single injection safely maintains these neutralizing antibodies inside the human body for up to 12 full months. Now, with their investigational new drug application cleared by the FDA, they are actively launching Phase 2 regain trials to track exactly how well this controls the disease in patients with severe periodontitis. We are looking at a near future where managing chronic, severe gum disease evolves from a painful, endless cycle of surgical scraping into a straightforward, proactive annual immunization. This vaccine acts as a tool to block the chronic, low-grade systemic inflammation that drives both cardiovascular disease and dementia. There is a catch, though. An immune patch acts as a software update for your body, but it cannot clear away physical garbage. If you refuse to brush or floss, leaving food particles to rot and harden into thick layers of calculus along your gum line, that physical debris will still aggravate your tissue and trigger localized inflammation on its own. Science is engineering a sophisticated defense against cognitive and heart diseases, but picking up a toothbrush remains the vital hardware maintenance that only you can perform.